This is The Clash, where the real world clashes with a true Christian worldview. Join former professional wrestler Chris Whaley, known as the Masked Saint, who is an author, pastor, and teacher that brings his wrestling skills into the squared circle and tackles real-life issues. Along with Jeff Dixon, best-selling author, internationally known teacher, leader, and pastor who is not afraid to tackle the tough issues of the world we live in. Together they form a tag team of wisdom in The Clash.
Hi, welcome to The Clash, where we take a Christian worldview and allow it to clash into the culture. And when we're done, hopefully, we come up with something that is entertaining, educational, encouraging, life-enhancing. I'm out of E-words. I'm Jeff Dixon. I'm joined by Chris Whaley by the Christmas tree.
Yeah,
What are we doing here by the Christmas tree?
I was going to say something. You know, usually we have a wrestling ring behind us.
Yeah. Did we not pay the rent, or are they remodeling it?
No, they're using our recording studio for something else.
Okay. So they threw us out by the tree?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the great news is the timing is perfect.
Yeah.
Because we are going to do an episode today that really is a follow-up to one we already started. Parenting by the book without the pictures. This is part 2 of that, but when we're recording it, it is right before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
It means that parents are getting ready to deal with kids who are amped up about Christmas.
Yep.
They're home and out of school.
Right.
And, yeah, something about kids at Christmas gets a little crazy sometimes.
Yeah. Can we tell our audience too? I think it's so cool what the church at 434 does. As a matter of fact, it's coming up tomorrow. The Christmas store. Tell them about that.
Well, here at the Church of 434, where Chris and I are on staff, we, a few years ago, many years ago now, we began praying through what does God want us to do? How do we give back to the community that we live in and minister in at Christmas time? And so we did some research and we drilled down on it, and we found out that teenagers are the forgotten kids of Christmas. And it makes sense if you think about it, because teenagers get hard to buy for and the gifts get more expensive.
Right.
And so in our Horizon ministry area, the concept came up. What if we provided Christmas for teenagers in Seminole County, but did it in a way that allowed parents to have that heroic moment on Christmas morning?
Right.
And that's what I love about it. So what happens, and it will happen tomorrow, the day after we're recording this, parents will come in, we're going to feed them breakfast, and then they are going to go shopping for their kids for Christmas.
Right.
They'll shop in a room that is loaded with large gifts,
Medium
gifts after that, then a gift card that goes in a stocking, and then all those gifts are wrapped up, and it's not our name as a church that goes on the gift card, but it is the parents' name.
Right.
And so on Christmas morning, they get to pull off a Christmas miracle for their teenagers.
Right.
It's a ministry that adds integrity back to the parents. It gives back to a crowd that is not remembered very much at Christmas time. And all the gifts come from people who are associated here at the Church at 434. It's an incredible undertaking. We will give gifts for 100 teenagers here in Seminole County, Florida, and it all happens tomorrow. And so if you are interested in the future participating in that, send us an email. Chris and I, either one, can get that email into the right hands, and they can contact you and let you know how you might be able to help make that happen.
I just wanted to share that. I think it's such a, I think it's just such an awesome thing that the church does during this time of the year. And I just wanted them to hear about it.
Well, and I love the model of it because, again, it's designed really as a ministry to parents as much as it is to kids.
Right.
A lot of people do giveaways, but they don't think about how do you make the parents shine in the eyes of an age group that sometimes for a parent
It's pretty rough.
pretty tough.
Yeah.
And so, again, we're talking about parenting.
Yeah.
And so that's coming up. And so by the time you see this, the event will have happened. Maybe later on we'll share with you how it went. But just remember us in your prayers from time to time. And we look forward to kind of sharing more about that in the days ahead.
All right.
Well, listen, we're going to do an episode here. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll kind of lay the ground rules for what's going to happen over the next couple of minutes.
All righty.
Don't go anywhere. Hi, I hope you're getting ready for the celebration of Christmas. I'm Jeff Dixon. I'm the author of the Dixon on Disney Disney novel series. They're action-adventure mysteries that take place in and around Walt Disney World and places here in Central Florida. I'm excited to let you know that we have a brand new book that's come out just in time for Christmas. It's our 3rd Christmas novella, and this is what it looks like. It is called Away from the Manger. It's the third in a series of novellas that I write around Christmas time, really as a gift to you and just to have some fun with the characters that you like from the books, if you've read them, around Christmas time. If you've never read any of the books, this is a great way to start. You can read this thing in about an hour, and I would love for you to pick it up. It's priced to sell right now. At the time of recording, it is the #1 new release for Disney books on Amazon, and it's available in hardback, paperback, or Kindle. And because it's Christmas time, and because I love you, I want to give you a gift. Matter of fact, if you pick up the book and you go to the last page of this book, my email address is on there. Take a selfie with you holding the book or the lead page from your Kindle reader, or something like that. Send it to me via email and send me your name and address, and I will send you a gift. That's right, a gift. It will be a Christmas ornament, a Mickey-shaped Christmas ornament. And if you will tell me in that email that you picked up the book and who you want the ornament made out to, I will autograph the back, and you can hang it on your Christmas tree. You can use it as a bookmark. It is my gift to you for Christmas, just for saying thanks for buying the book. Now, you can only get these until they're gone. We only have a limited number. And so once they're gone, no matter when you watch this video, I can't help you at that point. So get them now while you can. And as you get ready for Christmas, thanks for letting me join you for just a couple minutes. Read Away from the Manger. It will take you to the manger in a brand new way and away from the manger in a way you've never done before. Merry Christmas. Chris, we had such a good time talking about parenting in the first episode.
Right.
And we're veterans at this. We've been parenting a while. A number of children between us.
Yep.
Grandkids.
Yep.
Got it. We got it. You know, and I can tell you, and I think I admitted this in the first episode, I still don't know anything about it. I mean, man,
it is a constant learning on the job.
It really is.
Really.
And, you know, that's the beauty of it, right? It's real time. So understand when we talk to folks about what you do, and we did that in the last episode,
Right.
you know, there's no such thing as a perfect parent. Mm-mm. No such thing as a perfect kid. It's good advice. It's godly advice.
Right.
This episode is designed to give you a list of parent don'ts.
Right.
And we don't usually emphasize the don'ts, but I guess these are things we ought to avoid.
Yeah, you know, there's just, it's like when you're on the job, you know. You know what you're supposed to do, and you got all those do's, but while you're on the job, you know that there's some don'ts that you shouldn't do, but you go ahead and do them anyway. Yeah. You know, some of them.
That's why they post those workman's comps signs all over the place, right?
Yeah, but parenting, you know, there's some avenues that we should not walk down.
Okay, and so we're going to actually give them the definitive list of avenues that you should stay away from to be a good parent.
Yeah, I think the first one is don't compare your kids. I have a family from my past, and it was tragic. 2 boys, and the parents just really, Jeff, they just kind of idolized the one boy to the detriment of the younger son. Yeah. And it was tragic. Never do that. Yeah. And I think sometimes parents do it unknowingly, you know.
Well, you think maybe sometimes it's based out of frustration, like why can't you be more like your brother or more like your sister?
I mean, that's something you don't ever want to say.
And so that's one of those things where, you know, my dad's advice to me was that every thought that goes through your head doesn't need to come out of your mouth.
Right.
That's one of those thoughts from a good parent, right? Of how to avoid that parenting don't. Because again, we think it, and I think it's natural to have that moment, especially when you're frustrated.
Right.
You know, because some kids are a little bit tougher to parent, but still you can't say it.
Right.
Because it doesn't do you or doesn't do your kid any good.
Matter of fact, I think you need to emphasize throughout their time in the home, emphasize, you know, how much you love both of them and how special both of them are, or all 3 of them or 4 of them, or how many you have. It's just like, you know, we love you guys as if you were the only one.
Sure.
We love you. And
the reason you can't compare them, and you know, and this is not rocket science for anybody, but the reason that they don't compare is because they're not the same person.
Right.
You know,
they're as different as, I've got 2 girls. They're as different as night and day.
Okay. Well, I've got 2 girls and a boy, And each one of them, wonderfully unique and amazing
in their own way.
In their own way.
Yeah.
Gifted in different ways.
Right.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
I mean, and sometimes, again, I think that's the terrifying part for parents sometimes is because there's a certain type of child with the right kind of interest that maybe you're better at parenting because it's in your wheelhouse.
Right.
But, you know, in my house, man, I've got kids with interests that are all over the planet. And you got to learn as you go.
Yeah.
And who knew, right? Who knew that God would put you in that position? So it's a good thing to do. I think that's good. That's good advice.
Yep. You got another one?
Yeah, I got one. But that was our Christmas gift to you. You're welcome. I mean, here's another one. Don't use the Bible as a club.
Right.
It is designed to be a guidebook, but that guidebook is not a guilt trip.
Right.
But sometimes, out of frustration, the parent will use the Bible and not beat the kids with the Bible. We're not saying that, but use it, you know, in a way that probably is not the most God honoring.
Right. You know, as my girls grew older, I think it was my oldest one that asked me one time and said, "Dad, did they have a class in guilt in seminary?"
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You were laying on pretty thick in those days, huh?
Oh boy. She said, "Dad, you have the ability to just look at me and make me feel guilty."
Wow. Now, there's a chance that she'll probably watch this show. So full disclosure.
Yeah.
Maybe she's not. Did she need to feel guilty?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just wanted to touch base. I mean, it happens to all kids, but laying it on that way is pretty tough. I mean,
Yeah. But you remember in the first episode that, you know, sometimes you got to apologize.
You do.
So, yeah.
Apologies go a long way.
Yeah, I did that. I got to put this one in there.
Okay.
Don't be inconsistent in your parenting. That is, if it's wrong today, it's wrong tomorrow, and it's wrong next week, and it's wrong next year. You can't be wishy-washy with kids and saying, "Oh, okay, we'll let it go this time, and then next time." Not. You've got to have consistency in your parenting.
Sure.
Would you agree with that?
I do agree. I guess. So yeah, don't be inconsistent. I mean, and I think, and I don't know if we mentioned this in the first episode or not, but I mean, this kind of ties into it, right? Because, you know, if you're raising a 3-year-old, that consistency matters so much. Raising a 16-year-old, being consistent, holding the line as a husband and wife. If you have 2 parents in the home, holding the line on that and being consistent really does matter. But also understanding that you're not going to parent that 16-year-old the same way you would a 3-year-old.
Right.
That's the John the Baptist principle, right? I must decrease, he must increase. And so as the kids get older, you know, your parenting arena or the way that you exercise that authority, you know, you decrease that a little bit, give them the freedom that they need to sail.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't do that with a young one. So, but you have to make conscious decisions to be consistent in that.
Right.
Because if not, then that's when the kids get really good, and they do it because this is our nature, right? They learn how to play you, learn how to play mom against dad, or parents against grandparents, or whoever the parenting figures are in the house. I mean, that can get a little hairy if you're not careful.
Yep. You got another one?
I got another one. Oh, we got a list.
Oh, yeah.
Don't listen to me. Don't outsource spiritual growth.
Amen.
Meaning, it's not the church's job.
Amen.
To spiritually raise your children.
Right.
It's not a Sunday school teacher's job. It's not a youth minister's job. It's not a children's minister's job. Don't outsource your children's growth unless, of course, you're watching the Clash. Does that work? Is that a disclaimer we can throw in there?
No, that's not it.
Oh, darn. I was hoping, I was going to say, we could be big in the parenting world.
Yeah, I used to say that to, you know, Jeff, you've been a pastor a long time, and I've been a pastor a long time, and I'm sure throughout your ministry you had some, you know, family say, "Hey, we're leaving the church. We're going to have to find a church that has a better youth group because, you know, my kids just are not getting what they need here at this church." And, you know, I don't know how you handled that, but I always...
I said, praise God, we need better youth. No, I didn't say. I never said that. I didn't say that. I just said it for television. That was the television effect right there.
No, I said what you said. I said, hey, you know, the church's not responsibility for spiritually nurturing your children.
Yeah.
That should be done. Anything they get at church is extra.
Yeah.
And the same thing with school. I mean, we did that in school too. Yeah, the teachers are going to teach them something, but still, it was our responsibility to, you know, make sure they were doing good in math, to make sure they were doing good in English and in history and all the other subjects that they're taking. You've got to stay behind them, but you can't expect the church to be the only spiritual source of nurturing for your children.
Yeah. I always think of it this way, and of course, you've heard me. We tell parents this as well. You know, the church, Sunday school, Bible studies, small groups, worship services, they are not a substitute for daily discipleship.
No, not at all.
And so you're working day to day with a child, especially, teaching them to understand godly principles so they can grow up to be godly adults.
Right.
And so the time that they would be involved in the church or that environment, or a student ministry environment, or a children's ministry environment, is very, very small. And so that can't be enough. This has got to be a day in and day out thing. And I think that is a mistake sometimes that parents make.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, sadly. And I think, you know, I think, Jeff, that there's probably some parents listening that this is going to hit home with them. I hope and I pray.
I hope so.
Because, you know, it's a big deal. I mean, the church isn't responsible for doing that.
Yeah, and I mean, and let's be honest. You wouldn't want to be our responsibility to take care of them, right? I mean, come on. That's you know, you see us every week. You see the people we talk to. You see us clowning around. But also, find a church that is an advocate for you as a parent.
Right. Absolutely.
Because again, while it isn't the church's job to spiritually raise the children, it is the church's job to encourage you as a parent and provide the kids the opportunities to grow and minister and serve. And so we take that very seriously. And I think that's our philosophy.
Yeah. And I'm so thankful we do that here at the Church of 434.
We really do.
Yeah. At least once a month, there's a parenting get-together.
There is parenting. We do parenting get-togethers. Our kids are doing ministry. We have ministries that happen for all age groups because we value that. We value the family here, but we are not substitutes for. We are an extended church family.
Right.
And that's important. We're on a roll.
That went by quick.
It did, but we got more, but don't go anywhere. We're going to take a breath. We catch our breath. We got to fine tune what we're going to say. We'll be back in just a minute.
What are you doing Christmas Eve?
I'm glad you asked. And, you know, our folks here could join us. If you are in the Central Florida area, join us here at the Church at 434 in Winter Springs at 7 o'clock, Christmas Eve night for a candlelight service. It's outside under the stars. And if you can't be with us, go to touchandchange.net or the Church at 434 app, or you can find us on Facebook. And we're streaming live, and we would love to have you join us from 7 to 8 o'clock. We'll see you on Christmas Eve. Chris, I was just thinking while we take a break here in the show.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could go somewhere and shop and get high-quality merchandise that would have a lasting impact? Wouldn't that be good?
I think that would be absolutely awesome.
Well, I've got a suggestion for you, because what is your favorite saying?
Don't tap out.
Look at that. How about a Don't Tap Out t-shirt? And look at the logo on the back.
What's on the back? The Clash.
That's one of my favorite shows.
You know, it's on my top list too.
And, you know, people could go and buy this from our store. Now you say, how do you get to the store? Well, right now there's a QR code on the screen. If they use that QR code, they can go and they can buy, name something. We'll see if they can buy it there. What do you want to buy?
Probably, I want to get a long sleeve hoodie.
You know what? You can get a long sleeve hoodie there.
Really?
Yeah, and you know what else? If you had a baby tomorrow, you could get Clash baby gear at that same store. Yep, you can get that. All that's available at the Clash store. So if you haven't been to the Clash store, you're one of the few people in America that hasn't been there yet.
Yeah.
And so check it out. Buy our stuff. It makes us money. It makes us happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to the Clash store.
Hey, welcome back to the Clash. We're talking about the don'ts of parenting. And Jeff, I'm going to start it off. Okay. And this one, you mentioned it, and we can do a quickie on this one, but just as parents, you need to be a united front.
Yeah.
You can't let kids play one against the other. And if they see weakness on one of the parents, they'll go after that like a bulldog.
Sure they do. Well, And the thing about it is, you think about it, it makes sense, right? How you were raised, how your spouse was raised, how your significant other may have been raised. You probably come from very different backgrounds. And we bring that into parenting.
Right.
And so you have to kind of learn and figure out for yourself how to do it. But again, you have to cue off each other and have each other's back. And if you can do that, though, that is that's essential for helping the kids understand where the guardrails are.
Right.
And you have to give them to them because
Amen.
they need them.
Amen. Give us another one.
I got one. Don't let busyness win. Kids don't need more stuff; they need more of you. Especially in today's world, you may not think it, they may not act like it, they may not even respond very well to it. But what they really need is you being present, and your presence really does matter. Doesn't mean that you can always be there, but when you're there, be there.
Right.
Don't get your nose out of the phone. Don't get distracted by other things. Give the kids yourself.
Right.
Don't get so busy that you forget that one of the highest callings you have is being a parent.
Absolutely. I've got this one. Don't solve all of their problems.
Oh, no.
One of the things as parents that we are in charge of doing is preparing them to leave the nest. And in preparation for leaving the nest, they need to know how to do some problem solving. And if you solve all of their problems for them, they're not going to be prepared for the world when they leave the nest.
That's true.
What do you think?
I agree. I mean, I was incredibly blessed. Godly mom, godly dad. I mean, they poured their life into me. They did a great job. And I'm who I am because of them. But also, I could hear in my head my father's words when I was in a crisis or a problem. He was always there to help and give good advice. But when I was trying to solve it or make it work on my own, he'd go, "How'd that go for you?"
Dr. Phil.
And again, and he was letting me know, I mean, I'm here for you, but I'm not going to solve this for you. You know, again, because he didn't hover. He
wasn't a helicopter parent?
No, he didn't want a helicopter parent. And he let me figure it out. And you know what? Gosh, that was one of the best things he could ever do for me.
Oh, yeah.
Let me figure it out. Because again, to this day, my mom, who will watch this show, I got a submissive she will never know about. And I'm never going to tell her or admit it anywhere. But I also was able to get out of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's because I had the freedom to try to do it.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about someone trying to fix it for me.
Yeah, just about every week your mom comes up to me and says, "I really enjoyed the show Monday night. I really enjoyed it. It was really good." I said, "You watched it? Yeah, I think that's
great.
Yep.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, yeah. Tell me what you think about this one.
Okay.
Don't put your kid over your spouse.
Yeah. I mean, it's important. I mean, and again, that's hard anymore for parents to do. And it's a battle that a lot of parents I've discovered a lot of parents will fight and lose. And my best advice in that moment is only lose for a season. Because at the end of the day, let me put it this way. And this is going to be my deep spiritual thought of the day, right?
Okay, let's hear it.
We, as husbands and wives, are to honor each other, right? Kids are to honor their parents. But we don't get a biblical mandate to put our kids up on a pedestal and worship them. We get the mandate to bring them up in a godly way and discipline them as the Heavenly Father disciplines us.
Right.
And so we're not doing them any favors by not honoring the partner that we're with.
Right. That's great. Tell us what you got.
Don't forget to enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Because again, we're talking about all the bad stuff that could go wrong, you know, worst case scenarios. And you know, after a lot of years of ministry, we probably have seen, I think, the worst cases, or something similar to the worst cases. Some of them are tragic. But here's what you got to remember. God chose you to be the parent of the kids that you have. He chose you. He could have chosen anybody. He chose you. And because he chose you, that means that you are uniquely qualified to parent the child you have. Enjoy it. It's a part of that God calling in your life. And it's not meant to be terrifying. And childhood is going to pass so fast. And they're going to end up being adults and grown up. And you're going to wish you had more time.
Right.
And you can't have that time back. And so enjoy it while you can. Remember, even in the midst of tough times, to enjoy it.
Right.
You know, don't forget to enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I'm sure you've done just like I have, because you've got older girls, and there's so many times I think about, boy, I wish I could do it all over again.
Sure.
And have them back at home, but it went so quick.
It does.
It went so quick. And you got kids, I'm telling you, you're going to turn around one day and whoop, where'd the time go?
Yeah.
And that's good. I've got one, and I need to get spiritual here, Jeff, if it's okay. I want my kids to love the church. And we both know the church is not perfect. There's a lot of flaws in the church because there's a lot of people in the church, and people have flaws. So if you want your kids to learn to love the church, don't talk about church people at home and let them hear you say that. I mean, if they catch on to the hypocrisy, it's not going to give them a very good view of the church. And I just made it a rule with my girls. I didn't talk about anybody at church. And to piggyback on that, don't talk negatively about your pastor.
Yeah.
No, really. I mean, there's some families, I mean, they can't wait to get in the car and they'll say, boy, he went long this morning, didn't he? Or, and I can't believe he said that. Or, and the kids are listening to that.
Sure.
The pastor isn't perfect. I know, because I know what Jeff's like. He's not perfect. And he knows what I'm like, and I'm not perfect. But if you want your kids to grow up loving God, loving the church that Christ died for, then just be very careful about what you say at home in front of your kids about the church.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you have to, because again, whether you like it or not, when you come to know Christ, you become part of the family of God. So what you're doing in that moment is you're talking about your family, your extended family. And, and it's a given, right? Everybody's got crazy family members. Everybody's got family members that, you don't talk about a lot, right?
Yeah.
But at the same token, but don't run them down, because again, everybody that you're talking bad about is somebody that Jesus loved enough to die for.
Right.
It's a big deal.
That's a big deal, yeah.
I got one.
Go ahead.
Don't assume perfection is being successful.
Explain that one to me.
Perfection. Because Mary lost Jesus, right? He's a teenage boy. She should have been the perfect parent, right? She lost Jesus. How do you lose the Son of God?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
She lost Jesus for days.
Right.
3 days.
Right.
Can you imagine disappearing for 3 days as a teenager? No, I couldn't either. So again, Mary's not the perfect parent. And we think sometimes we got to be perfect at this thing. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to have a heart that beats for God and a willingness to engage the call that God has placed in your life.
Right.
You're never going to be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect parent.
Right.
And you're never going to make it. So don't try to be. Just be the parent you were created to be.
Yeah,
okay?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's amazing how fast this time goes.
It is.
I mean, here we
are. It goes
are.
fast for us. I don't know about them.
Yeah.
Here
we go. We're coming to the end of this episode. And, as parents, don't be afraid to reach out to someone for help. If you need help, I mean, none of us are perfect, right? Yeah. So sometimes we need that help. We need to run something by somebody else. What do you think of this? What have you done with your kids? Get some other input into it. So unless you've got something, I'm going to sign us off.
Do it.
Remember, I want you to have a great week. I want you to enjoy being a parent, and don't tap out.